Okay, everybody, this is your girl Dani LaShay of webcelebdaily.com. We have another exclusive interview. Tonight we have one of the most outspoken, beautiful reality TV stars out there today. We have Miss Briana Latrise from WeTV's Growing Up Hip Hop. How are you today, love?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. So tonight is the season finale. So it's
Yes.
so much going down. I saw that trailer. Can you give us a little scoop of what we can expect without giving too much?
Right. Well, without giving you too much, let me just say, this season has been hilarious, and there's so many words that I could use to describe it, and yet I still don't. There aren't enough words. Does that make sense? We started the season off with people thinking that I was just some evil demon baby who was mad at the world or whatever. And in reality, I just don't like fake females. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like fake friendships. So I decided, after talking to a friend of mine, to become the bigger person and try to figure out what I did wrong in the situation. So tonight, it kind of comes to a head.
Now, how did you end up on the show? I remember when you got introduced to Christinia and everything. How did that whole opportunity come about for you?
Well, you know Ray Cunningham from Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
That is a friend of mine for many, many moons, for years, and he is also friends with Vanessa and I believe Angela as well, which is how I met Angela the very first time, 10 years ago or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he called me one day and was like, hey, you should do this reality show. I was like, nope. He was like, Briana, please. And I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not, because by no means is my life fit for reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, okay, but what if we just show parts of your life? I was like, nope. He was like, all right, well, will you just go to the interview and hear him out? And I must have been drinking because I said okay. And I remember waking up the day of the interview on some nah, I'm not going, but I'm a woman of my word, so I went anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little loose-lipped because I figured if I was myself, they wasn't going to want me. I didn't understand how reality TV worked at the time. Let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked in and I gave them an interview and I told them, they're like, so do you want to do it? I was like, nope. And I was like, I'm only here because I told my friend I would come. And I had them laughing. I mean, the producers were howling. And I was just being myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, you definitely give us entertainment TV, Briana. That's definitely a big thing that...
Honey, baby, if they ever released the blooper reels, you'd be like, this broad is absolutely insane, but she's hilarious.
You are hilarious, but everything comes off very genuine. Some people do reality TV and you can just tell what's not real, what's forced. But everything,
Well, see, remember, I'm sorry, baby.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
As I said, I did not understand how reality TV worked. Mm-hmm. So I thought I was just going to show up, be myself, because that's reality, right?
Right.
So when I get to work, it's a job to me. I show up on time for my call time every time. If I'm ever late, it's because they had an issue. You know what I mean? And wasn't sure what was going on. But I show up on time, whether I'm drunk, sober, or not, because I'm going to give you reality. Whatever I was doing at the house, that's what I'm going to be doing when I show up, unless I can't bring it with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they call me and they're like, let's do a scene at a restaurant, when I sit down and you ask me what I was just doing, I'm going to tell you, girl, I don't even know. I'm juggling two dudes right now. I'm not even sure what's going on. One of them crying, the other one's cute, but I can't get a hold,
mm-hmm.
Whatever's really happening, that's what's happening. And I didn't realize that wasn't how it worked for everybody until I started having conversations with people on camera and they got stuff on stupid. Their mouths would just be open. They'd be looking at me and I'm like, did you just have a stroke? Are you okay? Do you need some help?
Right. Now, how much of it is real versus scripted? Is most of it where they're okay, the producers may say, I want you two to go to a restaurant and talk about Egypt, or I want you guys to go play tennis and talk about Romeo?
The issue is with any reality show, of course, obviously, there's going to have to be some sort of scripting, because how would you get everybody together? It's not for example, I don't actually like Angela in real life. I really don't. She's just not my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's probably a nice girl to somebody, but based off this season, probably not. because her own sisters don't like her, but whatever.
The shade.
But in order for us to have a conversation ever, obviously they would have to put us in the same room. So, and then also, I was genuinely going to attend Christina's birthday party had she actually invited me to a real one. Because I really thought we were friends until the next day.
So, to piggyback off that topic, who are you really friends with on the show, like in real life?
I am absolutely friends with Boogie, hands down. I will take any fade for him any day, as grown as I am. You will not come at my boy crazy, especially if you're a woman, because I will jump right in front of you and diffuse the whole situation. That is my real... I really, really have a special affinity for him and Dame. And I think Dame genuinely cares about me as well, and so does Boogie, you know what I mean? Because he's quick to question a dude that I think I'm dating, like he is my real brother. But, and then Egypt has an absolute heart of gold. That is the most precious little baby that I've ever met. For her to be 18 and not be some fast little, because her body is banging, let's be clear. So every time she puts on an outfit, I'd be like, so, is there a shawl for that? Do you have an overcoat? Do you need a pea coat? I know it's 80 degrees. That's not the point.
Right.
But she's just a genuinely good girl. Like a very good girl. Great intentions, great spirit, just a positive light to be around. Like, and I love her. I adore her. TT, that is my homie. Like, that is my... We're so much homies that we can fight, like legitimately fist fight on a drunk night in a hotel and then laugh 2 minutes later. Like, that's my girl.
Aww.
I love her, and I don't care what people think about her. Y'all don't know her.
Right.
Same way they didn't know me, and they thought I was just some evil bitch, and then they found out, oh, she just doesn't like that shit.
Right.
So she's my friend. It's the same with Titi. Titi's just, she's young. She's younger than you think she is because she carries herself like a grown-ass woman, and she dresses like a grown woman, and she's got that banging body, you know what I mean? And her friends are older, but she's really young.
Is she older than Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, she's older than Egypt, but she's younger than me.
Okay.
By far.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought that. She definitely does carry herself a little bit older. And that must have been why Pep, one of the reasons why Pep had her come down to keep an eye out for Egypt. Because she's like a second mom.
She is. She's a very mothering figure. And then I think when Titi and I first started hanging out, she didn't realize how old I was. And when I say old, I'm not speaking on just age. I'm talking about life experience as well, because I may only be 31, but you talk to anybody that knows me for real, and they'll be like, no, she's like 50. Because all my real friends are either older than me or they're like baby siblings to me. Well, you know what I mean? Like, one of my best friends is 54 years old, and that's my dog. Like, I call her for everything.
Wow. I know what you mean, because I'll be 30 next month, and I have a lot of friends that are much older. A really good friend of mine, she's like 42. So, I get what you're saying. We connecting on that level. Because it's all about your spirit, in my opinion. You can be 40 years old sometimes and still have the mindset of a 21-year-old. So,
honey, baby, let me tell you about my dad. I'm just kidding. But, no, because some days I'll be looking at him like, God, you are more my brother than you are ever my dad. Like, let's be really clear, because you irritate me like my little brothers do.
Nothing wrong with that. But, sometimes we got to pull our parents back. I feel like sometimes they get a little older and they see, what's going on in the world around them, and they feel like they have to conform a little bit. Like, I heard that DMX wants to do a trap music album. Like,
okay, listen, not for nothing, DMX smoked meth for a long time. Like, his brain is just fried. Let's leave that where it is. As far as my father, though, that's a whole other story. That nigga is just who he is. You know what I mean? He's always been like a young spirited, and he's young as far as I'm concerned. Like, he shouldn't have had a child this old. You know what I mean? He's only 18 years older than me. That's a baby having a baby. That's like Egypt having a baby. Girl, let me tell you how many ways I would whoop her.
Yeah. So are you like, do you have a real relationship with Pep? Or is it just more TT? Okay. Oh,
I forgot I wasn't done talking about my real friends. Pep, I am actually really cool with in real life. Like, that's my dog. Like, if I call her right now and I'm like, are you free? Can you talk? She's like, yeah, baby, what's up? Like, we play. We have these characters that we do improv when we get together, and it's hilarious. I can't really tell you about it because one day we just gonna film it and drop it on Instagram. It's gonna be hysterical.
Well, make sure I get an exclusive about that.
Say it again.
Oh, I was saying, make sure I get an exclusive for that because I would love to see it.
Oh,
Pep is so chill. I was watching her. She went live on Instagram the other day and she was turned. I was like, yes, Pep, give me life. She was in it.
Let me tell you about Pep. Pep makes me feel old. Because she'd be like, all right, next spot. And I'd be looking like, so I was serious about going home to read a book. Y'all thought it was a game, bitch. My feet said no. Absolutely not. I don't know. The way these heels are set up, bro, I'm about to Uber. But, she's cool. That's my dog. She's one of the realest people. You know what I mean? Like, if you are ever blessed to have a one-on-one with Pepper, like just straight one-on-one, she would give you some game. She would look into your soul and read you your soul. That's why I thought the scene with her and Christina was hysterical. When Christina was looking in her face, lying, trying to claim she ain't slept with that man, but you ain't met his wife in 7 years. Knock it off. Okay? Everybody's got a little bit of a thought inside of them. It's just a matter of when that thought comes out and for how long she displays herself. Your thought been out but undercover for a long time. Yeah. I thought me and Christina were friends and then found out it was just for TV. And then I thought that me and Deja had come to reach a common ground, but apparently that didn't work for TV. And she's a follower, and I have no time for that kind of behavior. I don't fuck with sheep. If you are not a lion, you can't be in my circle.
Yeah, because you're a Leo, right? So, yeah.
But I'm not even speaking astrologically. I'm stating, like, if your spirit is not strong enough to stand on your own and fight your own battles and have your own opinions, then we cannot be in the same circle. I can't tell you how often me and my friends agree to disagree because there'll be something I like and they're like, that's crazy. And I'm like, I don't care. I like it. And they're like, all right, well, if you like it, cool. You have that. And vice versa. But
that is
but
a
I
part
don't
of
stand for the whole
like
mean girl circle.
Yeah. It definitely gives you that idea when you watch the show because everybody is kind of clicked up. I don't know if maybe they, really had real relationships outside of the show before everybody came to WeTV, but you can definitely tell it is kind of like the Mean Girls, like they're telling you can't sit at their table type of thing.
Well, I met Deja long before the show, because her best friend Genevieve used to date one of my homies, and that's my bro to this day. He's an arrogant little effort, but, he cool. And me and him, we used to kick it. Like, I would come to the studio, I'd be like, come outside, you look stressed, let's smoke it away. And we'd chill, and he'd tell me all his little relationship problems. And obviously that probably made me a little biased towards his girlfriend and her circle of friends. But even when I tried to like them, I was like, nah, we're not on the same wave. Like, we're just not. We don't think the same. I kick it with too many dudes, and I don't even know how to relate to y'all. So I'm going to just stay in my lane, which I did. And I wouldn't have had a problem with her, but she took everything personal. Like, at Christina's party, a producer told her to sit down, but I guess they didn't explain to her that you need to assert yourself. You're around a bunch of strong personalities. You know what I mean? So she walked over and said hi, and we all said hi and went back to our conversation. And she walked away and came back with a producer, and the producer was like, hey, could you guys move over? And I looked to my left and saw my purse and my homegirl's purse, and then my homegirl, and I looked to my right and saw Boogie, and I was like, I don't know where you want me to move. And Boogie was like, I don't know where you want me to move, and we went back to our conversation. Now, understand that wasn't shade towards Deja. It was like, nigga, I'm not moving. I sat here before anybody else sat here. She better figure it out. Pull a chair up.
So
why she can't sit on the other couch next to, what's her name? Egypt.
So she's very soft-spoken in real life?
I guess so. When she wanted to be, yeah. It seemed like she had a whole lot of strong opinions when she wasn't in my face.
So did she ever try to get to know you personally?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think she asked me what the problem was one day during a scene, because I was kind of like, I was a little irritated that she came to the speed dating scene because I thought it was going to be a me and TP moment, right? And now, granted, I may have been wrong in being irritated, but I'm allowed to feel how I want to feel, and I was hungry, okay? Messing with me on a hungry day is terrible. I'm hungry right now, and everybody upstairs just got cussed out for looking at me funny. What? Bring me some celery and shut up. Long story short, she asked me, she said, what's the problem? And I was like, there's no problem. I just don't like you. Like, we don't have to be friends. We don't all have to kiki off into the sunset holding hands and skipping and shit with rainbows and sprinkles. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not even that kind of person. And you smell like a baby prostitute. I'm cool. I don't like sweet-smelling perfume. Smell like a grown woman or get out of my face.
Oh, my gosh, Briana, you are hilarious, man. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, you need your own spinoff. You need your own spinoff.
They ain't ready.
I had saw...
They're not.
I had saw in a live video, someone had recorded it and posted it on a website, and
yeah, one of them janky bloggers.
Yeah, you had said like that you're too human for the show. Like, tell me, like, break that down. What did you mean by that?
So, like I said, I'm human. I just told you, everybody. I wasn't joking. Everybody upstairs just got like banged on just a little bit. Like, I'm getting out the shower, and people were like, "Do you want pizza? Get out of my face, please." I'm hungry. I'm irritable. I just did like 1,400 sit-ups. I'm in pain. Like, leave me alone. And by 1,400, I mean 14. But regardless, the way my abs are set up, they're not. So it hurt. I think that I am comfortable being who I am in my skin and not pretending to be somebody else, mm-hmm. whether it's on national television, whether it's in a business meeting, whether it's, at the grocery store. If I feel like cracking a joke, I'm going to crack a joke, because often it's for me, because I'm selfish. Mm-hmm. It makes me feel comfortable. And if it works for you, cool. If it doesn't, I'm sorry that you're uncomfortable. You should figure out what to do to make you more comfortable.
Do you think that the other cast members are intimidated by you?
Absolutely. Because I'm a wild card.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know me, you have no idea how I'm going to react to things. But what I find interesting is everybody that knows me, that's ever taken the time to get to know me, they already know what's up. Like, they know that when they say something, I'm going to get irritated if it's something stupid or catty or petty. They know that I don't care to talk about the gossip. Like, so I'm going to crack a couple of jokes and go right back to sleep or whatever I was doing. They know that I'm not going to BS and you're not about to talk about my friends.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So...
And they know damn well that you can't put words in my mouth. Like, Christina claiming that I talk about people behind their backs. Every single person that has ever met me will tell you straight up, if I have something to say to you, I will say it to you. And if I said it before I said it to you, I will still say it to you. You just wasn't around when I thought of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I definitely picked up on that on the show, because you had no problem with letting people know how you felt. When you told Christina the truth about what was being said about her and Adonis. Honestly, personally, if you were my friend telling me that, I would be more appreciative that you let me know what was being said versus being offended. Well, here's my
thing. This is what tripped me out, right? I heard a rumor through the grapevine, okay? Because I hadn't been paying enough attention to know that you've been running around with this dude everywhere. Mm-hmm. And to be completely honest, first time I heard it, I didn't say anything because I was like, all right, cool, that must be her storyline this season, since she ain't got nothing else. She's been dragging on this fake sister story for like 3 seasons now. So I figured, we've transitioned into something else. Maybe we're going to address the rumors that you're a hoe in these streets, screwing dudes for beats and still ain't got a hit. Maybe that's what her storyline is, right? So I didn't say anything at first. Then when I realized it was still going, I was like, all right, cool, let me go ahead and ask her. You know what I mean? So what's the deal? I thought you were dating Adonis. And she got mad and was like, don't bring it up again. Oh, okay, so this must be a touchy subject, which means it's probably true. Mm-hmm. And I see where we stand. If you banging on me about don't bring it up again, cool. Don't be fake around me again. Now I'm coming for you. Every time I see you, I'm going to push your button. Just because you out here talking about me behind my back. And I didn't even know. I just suspected. But I realized when I ran into her. Well, I didn't run into her. We all did the premiere in D.C. And I walked over to their table because they did me so shady. They had me sitting at a table by myself with my manager and all the other cast members sitting at another table. And except Angela, who wouldn't even come in the room. And in the seat that I was supposed to be sitting in, she sent her hairstylist and her makeup artist or something.
Wow.
So basically so I had nowhere to sit. So I had to go sit at the table by myself. All right, cool. I must be such a terrible person that you can't even stand being at the same table to break bread with me, even though this is business and we work together, right? For sure. Cool. Respect.
Wow.
Moving on, I walked up to the table after a couple of drinks because I was like, you know what? Mind you, I had my headphones on and was jamming to my Afro beats, minding my business. cool. Y'all ain't gonna faze me. But I walked over and was like, what's the real issue? Because did I not come up to each and every one of you before we started filming and give you my phone number and let you know that if there was something you weren't comfortable with, you could always call me and tell me ahead of time? That you're in charge of your own show and how you're perceived. Right. So if there's something you're not comfortable with me addressing, you have my number. And I have no problems, like, you know what I mean, adhering to what... Because I'm not trying to make anybody's life uncomfortable. This is a job. It's a TV show. I don't have to bring it up. Or you could have forewarned me and I could have skirted around the issue the way friends really do. Because in real life, had that been my real friend sleeping with a married man, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, like, the friend pulling up right now, she would have been like, okay, check this out. I'm doing stupids right now, but I don't want nobody talking about it. And I'd be like, cool. And when somebody brought it up, I'd shut it down and be like, were you there? Do you know? Oh, okay, then keep your mouth shut. Why don't we just call her and ask her?
Right.
Instead of spreading it around.
Right. Well, you know, Christinia, I don't know. It seems like she's trying to find herself. I don't know if Adonis is trying
She's been looking for a long time, man.
Yeah, it looks like
I'm just saying, she's not that small. It should be easy.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, now don't quote me because I don't remember the name of the song or anything like that, but I do remember when she came out a long time ago. Whatever song that was, that's the only thing I remember from her. So I don't know if maybe Adonis is trying to...
So clearly you don't even remember the song, and I feel you because nobody remembers her music, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because I only knew who she was because I don't know... I think it might have been her cousin. I went to school with her cousin who passed away back in like 2003. So when I saw the last name, I was like, okay, they're related or whatever, but when I saw that she was on the show, I was trying to figure out, okay, I saw that she was trying to, get her music career back popping. And then I heard the stuff about the sister. And I thought that you two would have been really good friends because when you first got introduced to her, you was like, I think I'm going to like you. You're my type of...
Well, no, in real life, off camera, I took her to gun range, which is one of my favorite places to go. And watching her shoot a 45 for the first time was, like, amazing because the adrenaline that you get when you shoot it is unmatched. And the way she looked at me, I was like, okay, all right, we could probably be friends. This is my kind of girl. That's a test for me, you know what I mean? If you can handle the gun range and a big boy, then we could probably hang out because you're not going to be, like, floored by the things I say when I'm in funny mode and or offended because you're going to know that I don't speak from a hateful place ever. I don't even do things from a hateful place. And in fact, I don't even know how to hate. Like if she showed up on my doorstep on fire, I'd put her out and call an ambulance. She can't come in my house though because you probably, you're going to make it smell funny. But you can sit outside and cool off, And that goes for all them girls I don't like. Like I'm not a hateful person at all. I just talk crap because it's funny. But I think, and we hung out another time too, where I thought it was cool, but then I started to see more of her actual character, and I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I don't know if we'll be hanging out on a regular. Then all of her character was exposed that day at her party, because I really feel she felt some kind of way because she probably wasn't getting the attention she felt she deserved on her birthday. But, people go through real things in real life, and this is a job. This ain't your real birthday party. You know what I mean? It's a job. And they're not going to show me the whole time. So if I'm talking to my real friends, okay, get over it. If Romeo sits down and he's talking to me, he's allowed to talk to other people. I know you keep thrusting your fist in his face to put this fake bracelet on you that he supposedly bought, but I didn't see him walk in with it, and neither did my assistant. But that's neither here nor there. Look, all the shade today, okay? I told you I'm hungry. I'm sorry. I should have ate. I really should have ate before I called in, because somebody somewhere is mad right now. But they'll get over it. I'm just saying, then after the Angela incident happened, I find it funny that she kept spreading the tea that I called Angela a BIT, cha-cha-cha. But in reality, I did not. What I said was, I laughed in her face, and I'm telling you, it was like a bellowing, like, ah, ha, ha, you must be crazy, bitch. Ha! That's hilarious. Like, why would I know how old you are? And I said, after I was done laughing, I looked her dead in her eyes and was like, nigga, I don't know how old you are, girl. What the fuck? And walked away. And I checked my face in the mirror, grabbed my homegirl, and we walked out onto scene. She went outside and threw a fit. Producers come running in, and they go, what did you do? And I go, what? Fuck you. What do you mean, what did I do? I showed up, I got a drink, and I sat down. Like, why is it always me? And they're like, well, why is Angela outside trying to get you kicked off the show? I said, because she was spoiled fucking brat.
Wow.
Obviously. And they're like, well, what did you say to her? I said, I didn't say anything. Bitch asked me how long or how old she was when we met, and I laughed in her face and was like, bitch, I don't know how old you are now. Like, what the fuck? So after the fourth time of telling the story, my tone changed, and that's the audio you hear. Because nobody likes to repeat themselves, especially somebody like me. It happened. I saw it. You should have been there. You wasn't on your job. Why did you let these two people who you knew wouldn't get along be in a dark hallway with no camera? And she wasn't even mic'd up yet. That's why she got to redo her audio, and she sounds all sweet and unassuming and innocent. But in reality, you're a bitch in real life. You are a bitch. And you are so much a bitch that you know it, and you're too pussy to be on camera with a nigga like me because I'm real enough to look you in your face and be like, you're a spoiled fucking brat in real life. That's why I don't like you, because we're not of the same cloth. Period.
So do you
Dame called her out.
Did he?
Dame called her out, I think, season 2, right? Yeah, season 2, Dame called her out and was like, nigga, you don't have real problems. That's why I love Dame, yo. That's my G. Because Dame will give me, if I call him right now and I'm like, yo, I'm flipping out, he's gonna be like, well, why do that? Life is short, nigga. What are you flipping out for? Like, you sound crazy. Are you a nerd? Are you a loser? Well, don't be a loser then. Get your life together. Focus. And that'll be all I need. And I'll be like, you're right. You're right, Dame. I'm not a nerd. And I'm not a loser. I'm cool.
He's like the hood Gandhi.
Nah, he really is. Like, legit. Like, legitimately. Like, every time you see him, he's just super chill. And he's actually way more humble than he appears. He's just very wise, and he's very confident, and people often mistake that for him being arrogant. When in actuality, he's just chilling. He's living his life, and he's not going to let you and your little simpleton opinions affect how he maneuvers. He's good. As long as he's good and his kids are fed and they doing what they rocking, everything is great. And that's what I aspire to be like. I'm just way more sensitive. So I be looking at people like, oh, for real? Okay, you won't say it to my face, though.
So
I'm working on it.
It's okay. We all working on something. Nobody's perfect. We all got demons. We all got, issues, whether it's personality, whether it's attitude, whatever it is. We're all still working on it. So,
or whether it's you forgot to eat that morning and now it's 5 o'clock and you looking at niggas like, what do you want from me?
Right.
Do you have a burrito? I need a bean and cheese burrito with onions and cilantro.
Somebody
extra cheese because I'm not lactose intolerant.
But I think it was really heartfelt when you reached out today, on behalf of Boogie, being that you saw what he was struggling. Some people see their friends going through some stuff and they don't do anything about it, or they join them and just to not make them feel bad about themselves. But you actually reached out.
What's funny to me about that whole situation is that when I did it, I was really nervous because, of course, I said it one day off camera after the AA meeting, and I was like, yo, I should call Dame. Like, this is ridiculous. And I think one of the producers heard me, and they were like, yo, you should really reach out to him. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I was gonna do it, and then I was like, I don't know when to do it. Like, I don't know how. That's a delicate thing. You know what I mean? To walk up to somebody and be like, yo, your kid has serious issues right now. Like, he needs some help. Like, because I don't know how I would take it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I know how my mom took it when people used to come to her, and she'd be like, why are you telling me about my parents? And she's like, oh, okay, well, so the producers actually set that up, and I walked in and was like, oh, man, I'm probably going to get shot down right now. Like, I don't know how to feel. And then also, like, I'm low-key snitching, and I don't condone that, but I don't want my homie to die, like, because it's really easy. It's really easy when you're dealing with those things to forget you took something and take something else, and those two things don't work well together, and now next thing you know, you're getting your stomach pumped and it's on TMZ. You know what I'm saying? Or you've got brain damage because you stopped breathing and nobody noticed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I lost a lot of friends, actually, growing up. Like, a couple of my friends OD'd on heroin. A couple of them were doing speedballs and heroin and died. And then a couple of my friends they never came back. Like, they got high one day and never came back. And you could still see them walking next to the local fast food joint talking to a hamburger.
Wow.
And I'm not joking. Like, that's not a joke and it's not an exaggeration. I literally bought a friend a sandwich once because I couldn't believe that this kid was so messed up. And when I walked away, he wasn't even talking to me anymore. He was talking to the burger. And like really having a conversation with it and laughing and appreciative. And that kid was like 5 years younger than me, and that's the part that tripped me out. Because I remember when he first started coming around the dope house, and I was like, nigga, if you don't go somewhere before I call your brother.
Wow.
And then next thing you know, like, I finally got out of the scene, and now he all the way out in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was the person who never let you come around. Like, if you wasn't doing drugs already, you can't come around here. Mm-hmm. I'll fight you in real life.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And make you go home. So that's the kind of friend I am, though. I'm not about to let you go down that road. Like, that's stupid. I know where that road goes, and it's real hideous.
Mm-hmm. So nobody.
And then you look up.
Mm-hmm.
You look up 10 years later, and you realize how much life you lost, and teeth and whatnot. I'm fortunate I still have teeth. It's a couple people I know my age that didn't do no drugs at all, and they ain't got side teeth. I'm like, whoa. What does your dental plan look like? Because no matter how homeless I was, I had a toothbrush.
Yeah, you do that one little nice hard laugh, and you see that back
man, and
missing.
You see, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know a couple strippers like that, and it took me a cool 6-7 months to really see their mouth. And then one day, in the daylight at a house party, threw her head back, and I was like, oh, yeah. Ain't nobody gave you a big enough tip to get a new one? You can fill that in. You should just put a gold one right there. It'd be cute. It'd be hair cute.
Well, yeah, your teeth definitely are popping, girl, because I've seen your pictures. They nice pearly white, so you definitely.
Now, I don't know how. I've been smoking for 20 years. Baking soda. I got baking soda.
So
baking soda and coconut oil.
None of the other castmates tried to get Boogie help. Did anybody say anything to him about it, or was it just like they tried not to?
As far as I know, no. I mean, as far as I know, a lot of people talked about it. And I don't know if they actually reached out to him, but I'm not Boogie, and I didn't ask him because that wasn't really my concern. My concern was making sure that he got whatever help it is he might have needed in the moment, whether it be a therapist, whether it be an ass whooping, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, I don't want to see my homie looking like that. Because I know that there's some pain there, and I only recognize it because I got it too. Yep. But there's other ways we could go about it, you know what I mean? Like, I fortunately don't do drugs anymore. I don't know how. I just found other places to put my my frustrations and my energy.
Yeah, that's
like when I'm feeling some kind of way, now, no lie, I lost so much weight in the last 2 weeks. I lost 10 pounds because whenever somebody makes me mad, I do sit-ups instantly. And I probably look crazy. I don't give a damn, though. I just start doing sit-ups, and if that's not working, I'll turn over and do some push-ups, and then I'll hit a couple really difficult yoga poses and curse the whole time. But when I tell you my waist is getting snatched, baby, oh yeah.
That's a good idea, though. You should probably do some classes or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people, especially out there in LA, because everybody feels like there's somebody, and it's always some type of something going on. I feel like that could be a very lucrative thing for you to do, a cussing yoga class. That would be really entertaining, but also a big stress reliever too. I might try that.
Actually, that is an excellent idea. You know what? I think we should revisit the yoga classes. You should do one on Wednesdays where we would hike these incredibly obnoxious stairs. It is so worth it, though, because it burns like all hell. But when you get to the top and you breathe in the air, the world suddenly looks different to you. So if we were to get up there and scream and curse out our frustrations, or do whatever it is we need to do while stretching and breathing to allow the oxygen to flow to your muscles and whatnot, I believe it might change some lives. I do sell advice letters, inspirational letters on how to clean up your situation. And it's really, I only sell them for a couple dollars, and really it's a donation, but the minimum donation is $1. And all the proceeds go to my charity, the Tuesday's Heart Foundation, which I started recently because as a former street walking teenager, living in Los Angeles, where I know that the rate of homeless teens is actually alarming. It is one of the highest in the country, if not the highest. And I want to establish safe homes. I don't want you to be walking the street. I lost a couple of people in my life to prostitution, and they started so young that it's really hard to transition them back into, regular life. That's all they're about. It's kind of no, I got to go get this money. No, I've been a hoe for 10 years now. I'm hoeing. That's what I'm going to do. And And I'm like, okay, well, how about we put those funds into a, like, into a money market account or something and pay for some classes? And they're like, no, I don't want to go to school. Bitch, I make money. And I'm like, yeah, but that's only going to last until you catch something you can't cure, or until you, you know what I mean? Something terrible happens, and you don't want that to be your story, because then what?
Exactly. Well, that's an excellent
So I'm
foundation.
trying to establish school homes where we build, not just provide a safe place, but we're also going to reinforce your self-esteem and help you rebuild it through teaching you life skills. Like, it is your responsibility to do your laundry. It is your responsibility to cook, and you lose your privileges if you do not have yourself together. Like, if your clothes aren't clean and your bed's not made and you're not cooking food with the team like you're supposed to, if you ain't cooking, you can't eat, period.
I love that.
If you're not cleaning, then you lose some of your other privileges. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do all the fun activities. There will be no Xbox time for you. There will be no outdoor activities, because you don't know how to function as a contributing member of this society.
And we definitely.
And then also, once you reach about 15, we're going to instill the internship programs where, because we're doing safe houses, my plan is to keep buying foreclosed properties and fixing them up through donations from friends who work in construction, and also actual contractors and whatnot who will be teaching our kids how to do these things so that they have some work experience by the time it's time for them to get out there and be an adult. I don't want you to leave safe house not knowing how to work. And it'll be what's the word I'm looking for? A revolving kind of position. So, like, you'll go from maybe, and everybody, girls and guys involved, you'll go from doing construction one day to just working on accounting and working on clerical, and then, you know, maybe marketing or whatever. And then also the art. We have a couple other foundations we're working with as well. So it's a big thing for me. I've got a link where people can donate if they'd like to. You'd be surprised how many people don't think they have $1 to give, but you'll spend $1 on hot Cheetos. You'll spend more than $1 on a bottle of water, and more than $1. You'll spend almost $2 on a bottle of soda, and that ain't doing nothing but killing you. I only use Coca-Cola to get rust off of things.
Yeah, that part. And I just had a Coke this afternoon.
I'm not trying to coke shame you. I'm just saying.
But no, I did.
If you can afford to kill yourself for $2, you can give me one of them.
No, I definitely get what you're saying, but that's a great idea. I mean, I feel like we don't have a lot of investment in our youth, and because our youth is what's going to, you know, take us into tomorrow, we definitely need to invest more time instead of trying to find the next social media star. Like you said, it's a lot.
Exactly. You know what our slogan is? Our slogan is saving seeds and watering them.
I love that.
Because our children are the seeds of the future, right? And also, I'm really big on gardening, and I really do save seeds. So you will find me telling people during random interviews, save seeds. And when you see me, please trade them with me, because I use them like currency. If you bring me some proper cherry seeds and whatnot, I'll cook for you.
Aw. See, I didn't know.
If you bring me food from your garden, I will cook it for you. And I will pickle it for you. I will do whatever you want. I'll bake you a pie. Any kind of pie you want.
Aw. Briana, we don't get to see this side of you on the show.
I know. Who are you? Girl, I've been arguing for, 8 weeks, 10 weeks with the network, because I'm like, so y'all just got me out here looking like angry black lady. And don't get me wrong. I'm not here to say that that's not who I can be. Because I can for sure cuss you out with the drop of a dime. But that's not who I am on a daily basis. On a daily basis, I am quick fire with my mouth, but it's usually funny. And I'm usually talking crap because you usually deserved it. But also, I feed children. I teach art classes. I do yoga. I teach yoga. Well, let me be clear. I assist the yoga teacher. I'm behind her cussing like, just stretch it out and yell.
Yeah. See.
And I'm a gardener. Like, I'm big on replanting things. And look at my kale. Speaking of, I'm standing outside looking at my kale plant and it's dead because the kids been picking at it.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Well, kids will be kids.
It's definitely refreshing to hear you know, say all of this. And then I've been watching your live videos, and I don't know what music you've been listening to, but whatever music you listen to, it's awesome. And I've never listened to it. I never would have even thought that I would like something like that. But I don't know, it's something about it. Like, what kind of music is that?
I think that the genre falls under electronic, but there are also subcategories that fall into place. And I'm not sure, to be honest. I should have been a DJ in real life for like bougie lounges, because if you listen to what I listen to, if you go to places like Soho House or anywhere where there's fancy rich white people eating cheese platters, you'll hear that music in the background. And I didn't notice that until I got old enough to start going to those places. But I've been listening to this because I went to school in Miami for a bit in high school, and the house scene is really, really big there. And so was like the before dubstep, there was what was it called? I forget what it was called, but drum and bass. So I listened to a lot of that stuff back in the day, like Bjork and all those things. And I was a pirate for a while, so I would go digging and searching for music, for new music all the time, and I still do. So I have a couple people who hit me up. Like I said, if you donate to the website and you have Apple Music, I will send you a playlist. If you don't have Apple Music and you have Spotify and you pay, I can send you a playlist. But all I ask is that you donate to my site. Like, understand, I starve, and this is not a game. Yesterday I was in here like, oh my God, what are we going to eat? I found some beans, I cooked them, and then realized they were terrible. And I didn't cook. They weren't terrible. I just wanted like some real food. Like, I started feeling like I should go kill a chicken. And I don't even eat chicken. I just wanted to sink my teeth into something delicious and meaty because I'm broke. But I have money in the account for the charity. So I do not ever touch that money, period, unless it is for the charity. My life, the charity, two completely separate entities. My baby will eat crackers for 6 days straight if he has to until we get this, I'm joking, but like seriously, until we get this off the ground, like I'm on celery sticks. Because all my extra money goes into it.
Yeah, because that's your other baby. You want it to grow. That it's a seed. You planted a seed, and
exactly.
You have to grow. You have to water it to let it grow. I get you, girl. I got you.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about your art. You have some really dope ass art, man. I'm actually on your website right now, and I was looking at the painting that you have of the old woman, like in front of the flag.
In front of the flag, yeah, the burnt up flag.
Yeah.
And she's a tree. She represents our ancestors. If you don't mind, I'm gonna give you a little history behind that. I don't know if you know the legend of Califia. Califia was this Amazonian woman that California was named after. Legend has it she had very dark skin, so I just assumed the bitch was black because she was curvy. And that's how I'm gonna take it. So I consider her like my spirit animal. She was a very, very free spirit. She did what she wanted to do. She was like, I don't need to be married to have babies, and I don't adhere to your religion because that is not my religion and you can't make me. So she fought with the Muslims against the Spaniards when they came to settle here. And she was like, no, you ain't going to take this from me. This is mine. And she was the queen of a queendom of women. So she had a gang of boss women around her fighting with her. And, like, I just think it's a dope tale. Like, there have been a couple of Spanish travelers who wrote about her. You'd have to give me time to look up the text. But you can Google her. Her name is Califia. Again, California was named after her. To me, that tree woman that I painted represents her. And she's like a piece of me. You know what I mean? I was actually going to name my company after her. My latest company.
Yeah, this is some really dope art. I mean, I really like this painting, and you know, being a black woman, you can identify with it. It not only tells the tale that you were talking about, but I identify with, you know, our struggles, our everyday struggles, being black and being a black woman.
Just being black in America, being a woman in America or anywhere in the world is actually kind of like a shitty situation. But then to be black on top of it, and not for nothing, like I got so many things mixed in me. I talk shit about all y'all, but I'm saying black women, I feel like, carry a lot of weight in this country. I can't speak for every other country, but this country specifically, we're shat on. Shat is a word for the record. We get shat on because we're automatically perceived as angry because we're outspoken and we are strong. We have to carry our families most times by ourselves because our men are so easily incarcerated, or it's so difficult for them to get jobs, so they fall into that revolving door system that is what do they call it? The juvenile system. I mean, the justice system. Excuse me. I said juvenile. Shoot, juvenile too. Our kids get taken away. And if not that, then you run the risk of getting shot just for being black in your car and reaching for your registration, or moving too quickly because you got scared, or reaching for your cell phone to film it because why don't we have the right to protect ourselves?
Yep. Point blank. Point blank.
Yeah. So, you know, being a woman is, in general, is difficult. And then being a black woman is difficult in this country.
Yeah, I definitely
In fact, there were times where I've tried to get jobs as a bartender in Hollywood, and not for nothing, I didn't fit the criteria. Mind you, I've been a bartender 14 years, and I will outdrink anybody. Period. And I'm proud of that. It is a family tradition. If you can't hang, we look at you funny. But all jokes aside, I'm actually really excellent at making cocktails, and I will craft a cocktail to accommodate your meal off the fly. If you tell me what you like to drink, I will figure out what your palate is immediately and make a cocktail, not tell you what's in it, and you'll want 5 more.
Damn.
I'll have you drinking things you don't drink. On some like, wait, I didn't know gin could taste as good. Yeah, I bet. But I got you. But I still didn't get the job because I wasn't a cute little blonde white girl. Or I wasn't like a tiny waisted, you know what I mean? Like I got too much hips, and my personality is very large in general, which is intimidating to a lot of people.
Well, you know,
and really, I'm like a kitten. I still got claws, so watch out. But I'm a kitten.
More like a lioness type kitten, you know.
Right, exactly.
Tigress.
Like a lion cub. I'm Nala in the early years. Real nice and sweet, but she will fight for her friends and what she believes in.
Definitely. But no, that definitely, I definitely can, you know, identify with that. You know, they only want to put our curves on display. They don't necessarily want us, you know, to be in certain establishments, but if you was up there trying to twerk on the bar, they wouldn't have a problem with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that's one of my issues with the music industry today. Especially when it comes to black women. If you are not half naked, you're probably not going to make it mainstream. Which is crazy because half the mainstream women, their music sucks. Like, don't get me wrong. It's cool, but it's carbon copy. It's just like what that woman did last year, which is just like what that woman did 10 years ago, which is just like, you know, it's all like, it's all the same thing with different flavors or different faces to it. You know what I'm saying? Different labels. Let's say it's all vanilla ice cream, but it's a bunch of different brands.
Yeah.
I personally prefer women like Tiffany Boucher from Inglewood, California, who is an amazing artist. Like, just her sound in general and her spirit. She's really, really dope. If you don't know about her, look her up. Tiffany Boucher. She's amazing.
How do you spell her last name?
Gouche.
Okay.
I've known her for a long time, and she's never wavered in her character. She's just funny. She's mad cool, great heart. She be chilling and minding her own business and staying out the way, but she makes excellent music. So does her entire camp. But she's strong. She's a part of the LGBTQF, all them letters. She's a part of that community. But she's cool. And even that, like, she's been holding it down for so long.
Wow. Okay, I'm definitely gonna check her out because I like different music. That's one of the reasons why I like Erykah Badu, is because she does her own thing and she doesn't give a damn, you know, about trying to fit in and trying to, like, she's got a banging ass body, but you only see it, you know,
you didn't know.
She decides.
We didn't know until she got naked in window seat.
Exactly.
I didn't know. When she pulled them pants off, I was like, oh my God.
Exactly.
I aspire to be like you in every way, Miss Badu. Good Lord.
Because she lets her music and her art speak for itself, and she's so in tune with herself. Like, she walks around with that third eye open all the time.
Exactly. I think that might be part of what drove Lauryn Hill into the same place that Dave Chappelle went for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they had to take a mental break because she wasn't like that either. She wasn't about to get out here and be extra overly sexualized because think about the message you're sending to our children. Don't get me wrong. It is totally okay to be sexy all you want. But you need to create the balance. Life is about balance. You hear what I'm saying? Like, you could be sexy today, but why can't you be chilling tomorrow?
Exactly.
Beyonce, I think, does a really good job of that. I mean, outside of her performances, because she always naked during those. I've never seen more pussy popping without a pole in my life. But what I can say is she is hands down the greatest performer ever. So if anybody was going to do it, I'd rather it be her.
Yeah, she definitely.
You can't do it like Beyonce do it.
Yeah, she takes no prisoners when she goes. She goes in
at all,
and she goes in. Period.
At all. Like I don't know who she is. Oh, that's Sasha Fierce. That's right.
Oh, right. Her alter ego.
Right.
Now, speaking of, the music industry, I saw that you had like some internships and stuff that people may not have been aware of. Like, is that still something, like, are you still a part of that entertainment industry? Okay.
Absolutely not. I quit. And I'll tell you why. For the damn near the same reasons we're talking about.
Okay.
I am a absolute fan of absolute musicians. If you are a vocalist, you're a musician. But I don't mean you can sing a couple notes here and there, right? I mean you're willing to step out and create your own sound and do your own thing. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of guitars. I'm a fan of production, like proper production, like somebody taking time to go, okay, this is the project we're putting together. I want it to feel like this. It's going to sound like this. Yo, I need you to get over here. I need you to Quincy Jones it. You know what I'm saying? Go find the guitarist or Dr. Dre. Go find the guitarist. Go find the pianist. Go find the drummer. Put it together. Put some dope lyrics on it. Make me feel something. I'm a fan of that. The industry is a fan of numbers. They want what works. And that's for every industry, like every aspect in the entertainment industry. TV, same thing. I could pitch TV shows all day and they're like, well, it's never been done, so how do we know if it works? Well, how do you know if you don't try it? Well, we know this works. And I'm like, well, how long is that going to work before we get bored? Like, stop underestimating us. We're not that stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong, niggas are stupid. But you're not that stupid. And here's the other thing. Like, that shows me your lack of confidence because people will love what you tell them to love.
Right.
If you tell them to love it the right way. So,
I
decided I had to say it again.
I was saying that's a good quote.
It is. I got a lot of those. Yeah, stick around. My thing was Jimmy Iovine when I was 15, right? My dad and I had rekindled a relationship or whatever. Like, we found each other, basically. And I was like, oh, yay, we're in love. And he was like, oh, my God, you have pink hair and a 2-gauge tongue ring in your mouth. What am I going to do with you in public? And I was looking at him like, let me be me. I'm free. This is an expression of myself. In reality, I'd accidentally bleached and dyed my hair blood red in the same day, and it came out pink. And my grandma was like, now you got to live with that. So I started a new trend, though. It's cool. Right. But Jimmy Iovine was so amazing because he would be like, yo, bring your daughter. Like, so we'd go to dinner at his house, and I remember once Eminem was... Eminem's manager at the time, or whatever, Paul Rosenberg or something, was sitting at the table with us. And I was a kid, but I was very attentive to detail and very perceptive. And I was like, excuse me, you're Mr. Rosenberg? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, is Eminem coming? And everybody was like, why would you think that? I was like, aren't you his manager? And everybody was kind of like, wait, why would she know that? Because, I mean, I'm 15, like, what do you know? But when you pay attention, you pay attention. Right. So they were like, my dad was like, no, he's not coming. I mean, we're just having dinner. So the doorbell rings a few minutes later, and no one walks into the room. And I was like, okay, so who was that at the door then? Because I'm that kid who asked a billion questions. And Jimmy's like, oh, no, that's probably just one of the, not servants, but one of the service people in the house. It's probably a maid or something. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, they lying to me. So we go down into the movie room to watch a movie, and my dad goes, yo, go down to the candy room, because Jimmy has a candy room, a movie room. He's probably got an ass-washing room. Oh, they call that a bathroom. But you know what I'm saying. He got all kinds of stuff in that house. Their house is ridiculous. And I go into the candy room, and I just dropped the sugar daddy that I picked up. And M was looking at me. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I didn't say anything. I just walked away. And I could hear Proof. You remember Proof? May he rest in peace. He was so cool. Mm-hmm. He started laughing as I walked away, and I was so embarrassed. So I sat in the middle of the movie room. M sits next to me. He scoots his chair closer to me. I was like, "Oh my God," because I was absolutely in love with him. And you know why? Because in his lyricism, you can hear how brilliant he is. Mm-hmm. That is a man who reads books. That is a man who is intelligent. That is a man who was not going to let his surroundings define him. They helped him become who he is, but they didn't keep him where he was.
Exactly. And you know, I'm from Detroit, so I can definitely relate, because he's definitely a genius. He's one of the best lyricists out here. A lot of people don't like to give him his credit, but you are.
No, he deserves all the credit. He did go a little pop for a while, but you know, he probably grew up and realized he had a daughter. He couldn't keep rapping about killing her mom. So, you know, but still, I'll never forget, and I know people get mad at me all the time, but he murdered that Jay-Z track. Like, nobody listened to it for Jay-Z's bars. It was all about Eminem and Renegade. What? Yes. Renegade? Yes. Never been afraid to say what's on my mind any given time of day, because I'm a renegade. That was and that was apparently my anthem, as you can see, because I totally live by that.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I used to say that as a kid, too. I'd be like, "I'm a renegade. I ain't got time for you." But whatever. Long story short, though, Jimmy, you know, used to pick my brain when my father wasn't around, and one day my dad caught him, and I'm just an unassuming kid, like, answering questions, and my father, like, he goes to bat for, you know, people he works with or that he cares about when it comes to getting their money. Mm-hmm. So he was like, "You talking to my daughter?" And Jimmy's like, "Oh, no. And I was like, "He's just asking me questions." And he was like, "About what?" And Jimmy's like, "No, you know." And I cut Jimmy off. He was like, he asked me what I thought about this record and this record. And I told him to drop that artist because he was balding and he couldn't keep playing that act anymore. So he better start doing soft rock or give it up. And my dad was like, "Oh, so you owe her money because she's basically an A&R now." Mm. And Jimmy was like, oh, of course can do. "Oh, no, don't think, Briana. Well, you know, I was going to ask you." Like, it's so funny to watch people fumble over their BS when they get caught. Wow. And I kind of knew what my dad was going to do, so that's why I kept, you know, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So he offered me a job at 15 years old.
Wow.
As an intern in the A&R department. And unfortunately, due to my life and certain circumstances that I will talk about in my book or on a web series where you pay to watch, because I ain't about to give my story away for free anymore. Mm-hmm. I need to eat too. Right. But I couldn't accept the job at the time, so I came back later at 20 and took the job, and everybody was mad. Everybody, because people thought that I was just there simply because of who my dad was and who Mary was, because at that time she was kind of, you know, helping the lights stay on. Mm-hmm. I mean, in that office, as far as I'm concerned, and this is just me speaking from opinion, like that's probably not fact, but I'm saying she was a huge thing. You know, she had crossed over. She was, white people knew who she was. Like, she was popping. Mm-hmm. And people thought that I was simply there because of that. But in reality, I wanted to work. And I started off in the marketing department, and I wrote a marketing plan for Robin Thicke. Wow. And I wrote that one by myself after co-writing one for Mary, because it was a learning experience. So I went back and rewrote one for Robin, and she was like, "This is great. You're only missing like this and this. And this is excellent." And I was like, "All right, cool. So I might have a job in marketing." The person I worked for ended up leaving the company to go work for my father. So I was stuck at the company working in the A&R department now for someone who didn't give two damns about me or about what I was going through. So I started making up jobs for myself. Because I was just sitting there answering the phone, getting cussed out by sorry-ass rappers like The Game. And so I started leaving and going to the other side of the building and messing around in their creative department. And, like, just submitting resumes. And what's really funny is they never looked at my resume. Like, they kept saying they were looking at my portfolio. And every time I go into her office, it'd be under a stack of papers. So I was like, all right, cool. One day she sees me at a photo shoot, and I'm side shooting at the photo shoot, and I actually got hired, and I helped do one of Mary's album covers. And now all of a sudden she wanted to give me a job in the creative department. I was like, here's where pride kicked in, and I played myself. I was like, no. You didn't want me yesterday, don't want me now. And walked off.
But
so I played myself, but, you know, you live and learn.
That's amazing. See, and a lot of people don't know that. You know, a lot of people just think that you just have your recognition of having two famous parents, but you actually been putting in the work as a young kid. Like, you've really been.
And I've been a photographer since 2006, and I was borrowing cameras back then. I've had my own camera since 2008. I still do photo shoots, but I charge a crazy amount now. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's because you have to know your worth. Like, my hourly rate right now is minimum $150, and that's on some homie love.
Yeah, and what's crazy is people will try to,
and that's a basic shoot. That's like that's not, you're not even asking for lights at that point. That's, I'm coming to shoot you in sunlight.
Well, yeah.
Because if you want me to transport my lighting equipment and all that and make it a real production, oh, we got to talk, baby.
You're right. It's all
that
about
sound like a hefty invoice.
Yep, you got to know your worth, because people will take advantage of you really quick.
And they have. Yeah. That's why I don't sell original artwork. I have to say this for the record. You can check out all of my artwork at TuesdaysHeart.com, TuSDAYSHEART.com. Please feel free to donate. I will make sure there's a donation link on the front page. But my issue is, I don't sell original work. People don't understand how much time and effort goes into original artwork, and not to mention how much money. Because if you don't paint, and especially with quality supplies, you don't understand how expensive it is. I spent $45 on a brush the other day.
Damn.
$45 on one brush, and it was a small brush. It's not like it was some huge, like, I could paint the wall with a brush. It was a detail brush. But it was a very nice detail brush, and it's the brush I needed. And my paints are expensive. My canvases, I only paint on reinforced large canvas. So those alone are like $300. People be calling me like, yeah, I'll give you $300 for that painting. I'm like, try $3,000.
Right.
And that's if I like you. And to be honest, I know I could get more. So no, I don't like you that much. I'll wait. Patience is a virtue, and I've been patient for 31 years.
So have you thought about, if you haven't already, like opening up your own art studio?
Yeah, those things cost money. I was going to open a weed dispensary first. Because, and let me tell you why. I'm all about medicinal, holistic healing. Oh, here's another fun fact that people don't know about Briana Latrise. I am a healer, and I believe in herbs. I do not use medicine. I have not been to a doctor in I don't know how long. Every now and then I'll go just check my hoo-ha and make sure she's in working order, because these boys be nasty out here, and they will look you in your face and tell you they're not married with the wedding ring on their finger.
Yep.
Tan line and all.
Yep.
You know? But, so I'd say that to say you never know what your partner's doing, so I just got to make sure my hoo-ha's okay. Since I can't see it on my own because of my rib cage, I'm just going to go get it checked out. But I don't get sick. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've been sick in the last, like, 3 years. And when I do get sick, it'll be something like a lung infection, and it's because I be playing with things I ain't supposed to play with. Like, I don't wear face masks when I'm supposed to, type of thing, you know. But I heal those on my own. I don't even go to the doctor for those. I promise you, I went once and was like, I'm never coming again. I just paid you $150 to tell me that I cured it.
Damn.
With some tea.
So you are the jack of all trades.
Absolutely. But the reason I would open a weed dispensary is I also make bath and body products. I do a lot of massage oils and whatnot. I have my massage therapist standing right next to me, actually, which is funny. And I have an old injury that gets inflamed every once in a while. And when it does, I pull out my joint pain massage oil, and she will rub it on my knee and work it out, and I'm fine, and I can walk again for the next couple of weeks until I do something stupid and think I can do a cartwheel with my old ass playing with some kids, and I land funny, and I gotta call her again, like, I can't walk. Can you come rub me down? But I was going to start making these same products that I make already with the body sprays, and I do massage candles as well. I was going to infuse all of them with CBD and just go ahead and open a shop.
And you're in the right place for it, because I mean, I think
exactly, because it's legal.
Yep. I was out there covering the BET Awards, and they had one of the concerts or whatever, and the Staples Center was just lit. I was looking around like, oh yeah, damn, like this is what we can do. Like, really? Like, I was blown away. But that's definitely a great lucrative business. And then, you know, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Dr. Sabi.
Of course. Of course.
He is.
Do you know, for years I was on his waiting list, but I didn't have any ailments bad enough to come see him.
Damn.
So I started trying to make shit up, and then was like, let me not speak that into existence. Calm down. Maybe you just don't need to see him. But I believe in his diet. I believe in... he and I actually have a lot of the same principles. Like, I have clients that come to me with certain issues, and I understand I'm not a doctor, and I always give them that disclaimer, and in fact I make them sign it, because I am not telling you what to do. I am simply making suggestions based on text and material that you could read at your own leisure. However, I'm just compiling the information for you. You can try it if you choose, but I am not responsible. And I do take a little bit of medical history, because I'm not going to tell you to try something that I know ain't going to work, or that's going to, exacerbate the problem. But, and I always tell you to consult with your regular doctor if you choose to. I personally won't, but you can do it if you choose. But regardless, you can't sue me because I gave you the disclaimer. But I have never had anybody come back and tell me anything other than thank you.
Girl, listen, I'm about to have
And
to
I don't even charge.
Really?
Yes. I take donations, once again, for my foundation. My friends, sometimes people come to me and they're like, yo, I got like $3. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Psoriasis. All right, well, 1, stop with the orange juice and the acidity. Stop stressing. 2, rub this on your neck or wherever the outbreak is, and then you're going to need to switch up your diet. You can't handle meat. I bet your intestines are effed up, aren't they? And he's like, yeah. Okay, cool. So he comes back to me after doing the diet for a week, and he's like, this is amazing. As soon as I get some more money, I'm going to send it to you. I said, for sure. Make sure you just put it on my donation link.
Wow, that's amazing, because that lets me know that you really care about people. You care about people and not the monetary gain, because even though you're trying to water your seed for your foundation, you still help somebody out and say you can pay me later. That's amazing.
I never cared about money. Let's be clear. I never cared about money, ever, because I've lived on both sides of the spectrum. I've been poor as poor. I am so resourceful. I swear to God, I reheated a whole burrito on a candle once.
Damn.
Bite by bite. I can toast a bagel with a lighter and not leave the black marks that you'll get if you don't know how to hold it right, and it'll really come out toasty. It's time consuming, but if you want it bad enough, you'll do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I've been without power. I've been without a home. I slept in my car for a couple of years, almost. You know what I mean? And bounced from motel to motel, and people thought I was a prostitute because I was dealing in cash-only businesses. But, and I don't care what people say or think, because you ain't in my shoes. But on the flip side, I have been to Nigeria, Sweden, Finland, of course, Mexico, in vacation homes and whatnot. I have been to, I said London, right? I have friends in London who I still talk to. My husband's in London, actually. And we're not, like, together, but we're really good friends, which is why we keep forgetting to sign them divorce papers. And also, I think partially, I don't think either one of us actually wants to be divorced from one another, because we just spoke yesterday, and I was like, yeah, so I'm going to send you the papers, but also, can you ask Auntie about the brownie recipe? Send it to me. I want the family recipe. And do you mind if I use your last name? He's like, yeah, babe, it's your last name. It's all good. How you been? How's the boy? How's everything? And we completely forgot to fax the papers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right. But we're really good friends. There are very few people who I've broken up with who I'm not cool with. I think the only ones who I'm not cool with are the one who put his hands on me.
Well,
unprovoked.
So that says a lot too about your character. Because most people, when you break up, they don't want anything to do with you, because most times it's on a bad note.
What people don't realize is you have to take accountability for what you did wrong, because often when somebody does you wrong, it's what you allowed them to do. You get what I'm saying? And that goes for even abuse victims. My mom and I had this conversation last night, because I was telling her about somebody in my life that I was ready to do away with for good. She's like, well, you can't do that, unfortunately, because he's going to be there forever. And I was like, no, he's not, nigga. If he died tomorrow, he's gone. She was like, Brianna, shut up. But she was like, Brianna, I've been telling you this since you were a child. If you keep subjecting yourself to that, that is what you are going to get. You have to know when you go into the situation what it is. Know that y'all can only be in a room for about an hour, and then keep it pushing. And she was like, at some point, she's like, I can't feel bad for you because you keep doing it to yourself. He's not going to change until he's on his deathbed, and that's just what it is. So until he's on it. And she said, matter of fact, when's he going to change? I said, on his deathbed, Mom. She said, when? I said, Mom, shut up. She was like, okay. Because I don't want to have this conversation with you again in 6 months when you forget and he's not dead, you know what I mean, or dying, and you mad because he disappointed you again.
That's some real.
So I can't be mad if my boyfriend cheated on me. Okay, and we weren't married. You know, hell, my husband cheated on me. Again, we're human, and you don't own nobody. What I see it as is we had a lack of communication. We did not have a proper understanding because you thought that shit was okay, and I did not. So I should have made that shit clear before I got myself into a serious relationship, a committed relationship with you. Now, had it been we had that discussion and you still chose to do what you chose to do, all right, cool, bye. You just can't have me anymore in that capacity. But I still love the things about you that I love. That doesn't mean we can't be cool. So if there's somebody I broke up with or they broke up with me and we're not talking, that's on them. That has nothing to do with me. I'd be friends with my ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend if they're secure enough, and we be kicking it, barbecuing, having family functions. I still go to the family houses. Don't introduce me to your family because they're family forever, period.
Damn.
I don't have to like you at all.
That's very mature. Not a lot of women would be able to be that close with the ex-girlfriend or even the family and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people that I'm cool with, they're like, once I'm done with you, they do not want their family talking to you. They don't want their friends talking to you. They're like, no, when I'm done, y'all done. So that's
because they've got their situations misconstrued. You need to operate on facts, not feelings. Fact is, I can't trust you enough to be in a relationship with you in an intimate capacity or of a sexual nature because I don't trust that you will honor my body by, being honest with me about who else you're dealing with. But also fact, I still love you. You're still a dope person. We just ain't gonna be having sex anymore. But we can laugh and kiki and do all the fun shit we used to do and barbecue, and I'll still cook for your ungrateful self and bring your girlfriend over. I'll show you how to make that favorite dish if she's secure enough. You get what I'm saying? And then half of them, they new girlfriends be gay, so they be trying to get me back. And I'm like, no, if I don't want him, I don't want you. You dealing with him. I'm cool.
Right. Girl, I'm needing for you to do some type of talk show, like some type of radio show. Like this information.
Honey, let me tell you, it's necessary. I'm telling you, I've been telling people for years I need to teach a class. And I think the problem is because I joke so much, people don't take me serious. And they don't understand where it is I'm actually coming from. But then my personal self, I always see it as, well, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I've been me since the day I was born. You know what I mean? If you're choosing to look at me from only one perspective, then that's your problem. But I can try to see the world from all sides so that I can gain the best experience.
Yes.
And the most knowledge. But I would definitely do a radio show if somebody wanted to help me kick that off.
Heck yeah. You will get a lot of people listening and tuning in because just listening to your conversation now, it's definitely refreshing. It's like a breath of fresh air because like I said, we don't get to see that part of you on the show. So like you're very down to earth, you're very humble, you're very human. So now I really understand now what you mean by you're too human for them. For them to show those parts. I get it now. I understood what you meant, but I really get it now. I get it. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. So what do you plan on returning to Growing Up Hip Hop for next season?
I'm so sorry. Did I say that again?
Oh, I was asking, do you plan on returning to Growing Up Hip Hop for next season?
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. One, I don't know if they want me back, but if they're not stupid, I'm sure they do because I'm pretty damn entertaining. A. B, I don't know if they're willing to pay what I'm gonna request because I feel slighted. I know we spoke and they told me that I would have the opportunity to show more of myself, but now that I understand how reality TV works, I know what it's going to be. Yeah, you're going to show more of me, but it's going to be a whole lot of drama too, and I don't actually like to subject myself to dramatic situations. If you come over whining about a dramatic situation, especially one we already talked about, I'm going to look you dead in your face and be like, are you done? Okay, now go home and think about it, because I already said everything I had to say. I'm going to drink this soda water and get back to what I was doing and minding my business, because I don't have time for that shit. And if somebody puts drama into my life, I just close the door on them. In real life, you can come back when you get it together. Go have your tantrum down the street. Come back and act like my 3-year-old son knows better. The second he starts whining and crying, I'd be like, go spend some time alone. Go. And he'll scream and throw a fit and run off like he's being beaten. I don't hit him. That's not what I do. I just tell him to get away from me. Because I think it sets in more if you let them know that they can't have social interactions when they behave that way. Or that nobody's going to want to interact with them. Because I've noticed over the years he's gotten better at it. Like, he'll go throw his little fit and come right back completely composed. And I'll be like, you all right? And he'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, cool. Can we get back to life? And he'll go, yep. And I go, okay. So do you want some water with your meal? Yes, please. All right. And he's mad because he thought he was going to get apple juice. Not at 5 o'clock, Negro. Hell no. And it's damn sure going to be watered down at 11 a.m. You ain't about to be bouncing off my walls all day.
I know that's right. Lord, do I know about it. Because my daughter, when she was like 2, she snuck downstairs, got this little, we had a strawberry cake in the little cake thing, and it was all the way on the counter. I don't know how she did it, but she got the cake, walked all the way upstairs. When I woke up, that cake pan was flipped over because she turned it into a bowl and was eating it. And when she woke up, she was on 10. And I don't even know what time of the night she went and got that damn cake.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kids are resourceful. Let me tell you, I used to find this boy asleep on the countertop at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, how did you get up there, A? B, why are you up there in the dark with a toy in nothing but your diaper? Where did your pajamas go? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when he went to bed, he was fully clothed in one of them cute little outfits, you know, the matching pants and top. And we said our little prayers and whatnot, or meditated and went to bed. And I read you a bit of a story, and then I went off and did grown things. And then I passed out hard enough to not hear you wrestling around in the dark in the kitchen on the countertop trying to get to the cookie jar. And then it took me like 6 months to figure out it was him who was dipping it into the cookie jar, because I didn't know he could get it open.
Aww.
He's so damn sneaky, it wasn't even a crumb. I thought it was like my boyfriend or one of my homies or something, you know what I mean? Like, you know, sneaking cookies. So one day I caught his ass red-handed. He was putting the jar top back on, and I went, oh, it's you. So I had to stop keeping cookies in the house. Because that's not going to be your diet. Sugar will kill you.
Oh, yeah. It definitely will. My sister, she used to try to give my son pound cake for breakfast. I used to have to threaten to
give him what?
Pound cake.
Oh, hell no. For breakfast?
Yes.
Pound cake?
Yes. I used to have to threaten her to...
That ain't nothing but eggs and sugar.
Exactly. And I used to have to threaten to not let him come over no more, because I'm like, you can't do that. Like, she didn't have any kids, but, you know, I'm like, that's just common sense. You don't give a kid, a 2-year-old kid, 1-year-old kid, any kid, pound cake for breakfast.
Well,
hell.
Here's the reality, though. Sugar cereal and pound cake are basically the same thing.
You absolutely
So if you're giving your kid Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles for breakfast, you might as well give him pound cake. Shit. My son, let me tell you something. This boy, people be trying to get on my head like, let him be a kid. He is a kid. Kids know what you teach them. He didn't know about candy till he started going to other people's houses. And I'll still smack the candy right out of his hand and be like, you don't want that. You know why you don't want that? Because I can't afford your cavities, Negro. So go get a granola bar and shut up. Because I think raisins are sweet. So, you know, and I don't eat sugar. I can't handle it. I'll fuck around and go into a coma. Wow. And I'm not even diabetic. I just don't eat sugar. My body does not know what to... The only sugar my body can tolerate is alcohol.
The good sugar.
And that's real... That's real talk. That is the only... sugar that my body can handle. I had half a Pop-Tart once and passed out for 4 hours.
Damn.
I woke up like, oh my God. Every now and then I want a donut, but I know better.
Yeah.
I know better. If I was going to do a donut, I could literally lick it, and that's about it, because my mouth instantly starts getting dry.
Wow. So you definitely have to have a unique type of diet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it ain't that unique. I just kind of eat real food. Like, I eat a lot of vegetables. People be trying to clown me because I was on my live stream eating a cucumber raw the other day, just by itself, just biting it like a pickle. And I was like, it's basically a pickle. It just hasn't been fermented Stop trying to clown me. Y'all just mad because my breath smell good. Because if you don't know, cucumbers freshen your breath.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, if you drink cucumber water on a regular, it'll help you if you're somebody who has foul breath, especially if you smoke cigarettes all day like me. Like, I smoke lavender in my tobacco. I roll my own. People think I'm smoking weed on my lives. In reality, I roll my own because it's actually healthier, and I can control what's in it and how much. So there's no chemicals in it. It's basically flower leaves and tobacco, or just straight tobacco. And sometimes I'll add sage or catnip. I try not to do that when people are around because I get real relaxed. I'll be like, I don't want to have a conversation. I need you to go home. You're blocking my view. Of what? Of everything. You're just in the way. You're obstructing my vision.
Wow, girl, you done taught me a lot today. I've been taking notes and writing stuff down. I'm gonna do a lot of research when we get off this phone because I didn't know, and this is why you need that platform. You're very good at teaching. You know a lot. I can tell that you've done a lot of research about, the things that you
absolutely,
that you entertain as far as music, food, culture, art. Like, it's very great information. So yeah, you need to definitely work on that. We need that platform. We need that information.
Yeah, let's do it.
Briana.
I can't tell you nothing about pop culture. Like, I don't know what happened yesterday in rap news or what's going to happen, what happened last week. I don't know when Beyonce drops an album, even though the entire world's talking about it, because I'm too busy trying to figure out how to get crayon off the walls with nothing but baking soda, or how to, you know what I'm saying, how to, anything I want to do, yeah. I'm going to do it, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it for 45 cents, because I'm falling on the budget.
As most of us are, and people just don't want to admit that. That's the one. Well,
here's the crazy part. Y'all spend so much money on unnecessary stuff, and what people don't realize is like sugar and things like soda. That's an addiction. So while you talking crap about me doing drugs, bitch, you still doing them. I did them, and I was woman enough to be like, yeah, I did it. That's why I could see it in you. Now let me show you how to not do it anymore. A, you have to want better. B, love yourself. Spend some time with yourself. Take yourself on a date. Stop thinking that love is going to come from some outward source. It comes from within. And then when you start loving yourself, the right people start falling in line around you. I don't have a man right now, and I don't want one. And that's truth, honest to God truth. And it's not because I want to be alone, because, every now and then I want a cuddle buddy and shit, but I want to make sure that the next person I cuddle with that gets my time, that he deserves it.
Mm-hmm. You right about
and that he's worth it. So I could just cuddle with myself, because me and my big-ass pillows, we be living life.
And that's real. It's funny that you said that, because I just posted something on Facebook yesterday. I have found this little quote, and it was saying, like, you date according to your self-esteem, and if you love yourself more, you'll attract the right kind of people.
Yep. The last person I went on an actual date with, I was like, let me tell you about me. I'm so used to catering to other people because my life is of service. That is what makes me feel whole, serving other people. Mm-hmm. I don't like to serve undeserving people, but I will on occasion if you need it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not just going to be run through. Like, you ain't going to use me like a rag and then toss me out, because I've had that happen too many times before. So I had to figure out who I was and how to be of service to the right people. Mm-hmm. But because I'm so naturally ready to serve, I was like, all right, well, how about this? Because I don't really want to go out. I don't like to go on a date when I don't have enough money for what I want to do, even if you're going to pay for it, because in the off chance that your card don't work or that I want to get up and leave, I'm going to pay my tab and go. Mm-hmm. So I was like, how about we come to the house, we go have some groceries, and I'll cook for you. He was like, well, I'm a chef also, so how about I cook for you? I said, well, shit. I ain't had nobody cook for me in so damn long. Go right ahead. He made me some Cajun pasta, honey. I would have married him if I was ready for that kind of commitment.
Wow.
But he's still a really good friend. I'm just not ready. Like, that date taught me that, okay, cool, my standards are getting higher. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I think what happened was he tried to sleep with me, and that's what made me go, okay, cool, you don't get it yet.
Yeah.
We ain't there yet. I know I'm a very sexual being, but let me save all this shit for my husband, because I've been giving these goodies out for a minute. Mm-hmm. And and I ain't really got nothing in return. I found out there's a couple girls out here getting $5,000 a week from their boyfriends as an allowance, and I ain't getting shit, so I ain't putting out nothing.
Well, damn.
Until somebody can help me with my dreams, I'm cool. I got fingers.
Hold on, I need to have a conversation with my husband about this, because shit, I don't get no damn allowance. What's going on?
Okay, y'all better talk. Look, Briana over here fucking up marriages.
So if you, since we're talking about relationships, if you could choose 3 characteristics of your quote unquote soulmate, what would they have to have?
Honesty, loyalty, and determination. I'm mad at how fast I thought of that.
Well,
because those are things that I'm very adamant about that I require for any relationship, and even a friendship. Like, you can't be my friend if you just sit around doing nothing all day, because we don't have shit in common. And you're not going to respect it when I tell you I can't sit around with you all day. Because when it looks like I'm doing nothing, I'm probably doing 1,000 things. Mm-hmm. Like, I stopped what I was doing to do this interview, and I'm very grateful for it because it gave me a break. Because I'm currently working on a painting. I'm revising the business plan for the nonprofit, and also building a website for it. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking care of a 3-year-old, you know?
Right. But that's the life of superwomen. Like, this is what our young women that are growing up, like, I have 2 daughters, this is the type of stuff that they need to be hearing, you know, that they need to be doing, to know that
exactly.
It's more to life than just doing your makeup. It's more to life than twerking. It's more to life than, you know, trying to hope to have surgery, or, you know, trying to buy bundles. I mean, all of that is good and all, but it's a lot more going on than that in life. And I feel like your
I'm telling you,
teach that.
Like, people ask me all the time, they're like, so my daughter wants to be on TV, what would you tell her? Done. Mm-hmm. Because why? She want to be on TV just to be on TV? I'm on TV for a purpose. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm in it for the check and whatnot. But I didn't want to be on television. Like, I don't need you all in my personal business. However, I had to have a nice long think about it and a talk with my God. Mm-hmm. You know, and we decided that this might be the thing he'd been telling me about since childhood, because I always knew I was going to be in the public eye. I just didn't know how. Mm-hmm. And for a long time, everything that was happening publicly was negative, so I was running away from it, like running. And I mean, the Bad Girls Club used to call me all the time. I'm very grateful that I didn't ever do that, no matter how desperate for money I got, because that just would have completely tarnished everything that I'm trying to do as a person for the future, for the people. This show didn't do as much damage as I probably felt like it was doing at the time. Mm-hmm. But I see, now that it's come full circle, I see what the production crew was trying to accomplish. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were trying to show you more sides of me, but they, in reality, didn't even know all the sides of me that exist. Because all they knew was, oh, here's Briana. She's outspoken. She's funny. She's also a nice person. But they didn't know I'm like, fuck being a nice person. Like, I'm a giver. I'm selfless as hell. Sometimes to a fault. I'm loyal as all hell when it's real. I'm not going to be loyal to people that don't, you know, deserve it, basically. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit is out. We stopped doing that last year.
Now,
and that says a lot.
Someone commented on, when I was promoting the interview, someone commented on our Facebook page, and they said that they feel like your anger may be a defense mechanism. Would you say that that's partially true, or it's just...
I would say that I want to know when you saw me angry, because y'all didn't see me angry. You don't want to see me angry.
Well, how the show is put together, it comes off as if you have an attitude problem, or as if you're very...
That may be, but what I would rather call it is, it's irritation. Mm-hmm. I'm irritable on the show. And that's because I'm the first person to show up on set all the time, every time, right? Mm-hmm. I personally feel like when I'm doing a job and I'm doing my best at the job, I'm coming through, I'm hitting my beats, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm making you laugh, I'm giving you the attitude you want for the scene, I'm doing whatever it is you're supposed to do. I feel like when we all getting paid the same thing, or there's somebody getting paid more than me and they're not doing as much, okay, cute, you have a family name, that's fine, but you're not entertaining. Mm-hmm. Like, in a minute, nobody's going to care about your family name because they go see you for who you really are. Since this girl just showed up and she's out doing all of that.
Yeah, you definitely stand out.
Again, I think it's more irritation than anything else.
Okay, and that and
for fake stuff.
Another comment said that they felt that you were just misunderstood.
Correct.
Okay. And that's what I felt as well, as far as you being misunderstood, because when I watched the show, I mean, of course we only see what they put on there, but I also felt like it was something more to the story, and that's also what made me reach out to want to interview you, because it's always someone that's going to be portrayed as being the quote-unquote villain. And a lot of times it's only based on, like you said, they freaking took your audio from asking you multiple times and made it seem as if you did call her a bitch. They made
Which they often do. But, I mean, it might not have been intentional, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Maybe it was just like somebody wasn't paying attention to detail and didn't really notice the difference. But also, it made for a great story. And I'm not mad because it came out of my mouth. It just wasn't in the correct context.
Right.
And that's my only issue. My issue is if you're going to say something about me, let it be factual. Mm-hmm. So if you see me and you actually see me, and you'll know when I'm angry, because when I'm angry, shit starts to break without me even touching it. And that's real shit. I kicked the door off the hinges the other day just trying to get in the house. Mm-hmm. Because I was mad about something. But the funny thing is I can fix it, so it's all good. But in reality, I'm not an angry person. And when I get mad, my anger only lasts but so long, because it's actually incredibly taxing on your energy. Mm-hmm. And it's very stressful to stay angry like that. That is how people die. Mm-hmm. In fact, there are biblical books and scriptures that'll tell you that anger is you need to make it right. Like, where are you going? Anger is going to kill you eventually. It's like a disease, and it spreads. It's like a cancer, and it probably causes cancer along with stress. So I prefer to live my life laughing. Now, if you see me irritated, that's just because my temper is quick fire. I'm West Indian, and I don't stand for no bullshit.
Okay. Well,
I'm not doing it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking the time out to speak with me, Briana. This has been one of my favorite interviews, I have to say, because you definitely just gave me the real, and I was expecting that, but you gave me a lot more than I was expecting. Like, I would have never imagined that you were a healer, and, you know, that you brush your teeth with coconut oil and, cucumber water. Like, it's definitely really refreshing. So I really appreciate you being honest and being clear. You're very clear about who you are, where you stand, and it's honestly, it's the total opposite of what I've been seeing on the show. I'm not even gonna lie. It's the total opposite.
Right. And that is the only issue I have. That is why I feel like I deserve more money, because I feel like I have to work double time to show you who I am now, as opposed to just like, why couldn't I have just been myself and then let it be what it is? You know what I mean? Or why couldn't I have been in situations that weren't so like, come on, man. There were plenty of other opportunities for you to see Briana and for me to give you funny anecdotes about what may or may not be happening in regards to the storyline. As opposed to just every time you see me, I gotta ask about Angela. Like, I don't give a fuck about that girl. That girl don't sign my checks. As much as she want to think it's her show, it's not. Go.
Yeah, she actually doesn't appear in enough scenes, I would think, for it to be like it's her show. I mean, because if it was me and I felt like I was the boss of what's going down, nobody would be able to run me out of a room.
Hello? Shawnee O'Neal ain't never been ran out of no room, and she's EP on all of them shows. She got a whole franchise of shows.
Okay, and
so you could talk about how you a boss and making boss moves and whatnot and all that, but that's cute. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as I'm concerned, I didn't even see that girl when I walked into that room. I walked into the room smiling, and I was high as a kite. My leg hurt that day. That's why they was carrying me into. If you notice, they were carrying me. To be honest, I was making it look like I was walking, but them bros was carrying me into the spot, and I was smiling because I had to drink something with some THC in it so that I could be cool and calm, because I was in pain. You feel me? And ain't nobody coming through for a fight in a $3,000 dress that doesn't belong to them. So if you don't knock it off, first of all, if I was going to fight you, I'd have came through with some real homegirls, like some real body, just in case you had backup. We all would have been in there with the hair up in a bun, with sweaters on and my Chuck Taylors. So, you know, when you catch me in some Chuck Taylors or some boots, because really I'm terrible and I will wear steel toes in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying. I lived in Miami.
Right.
This is crazy.
So what's next for Briana Latrise?
Right now, I'm really legitimately focused on getting this nonprofit off the ground. Everything that I do, artistically, business-wise, all of that is just to build this charity because I feel like that is my life mission, and that's what's most important to me. So all the other stuff is just, if it happens to happen, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I decide, you know, for a minute I was going to start a cosmetic line, and then Rihanna came out and did exactly what I wanted to do. So I was like, cool, she got that. I wanted to, you know, make sure that we had shades for every shade of black girl, because I'm a little burnt orange, and my homegirl's a little bit of yellow. You know what I mean? And then I got another homegirl who chocolate is all hell. But I just wanted to make sure that we were catered to. She got that. So maybe I'll do a lipstick line, but we're still in negotiations about that. Might do a hairline, maybe. Not really tripping. I do write a lot of screenplays and television shows, so I got 20 that I'm ready to pitch, and we're going to see if I'm about it or not.
Okay. Now, you definitely need to do that lipstick line, because whatever that shade of blue is.
Honey, baby. That's why I started where I came with it from, because I was wearing that blue, and everybody was like, girl, that color. And I was like, all right, for sure. That's what it is, then. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of dope-ass, like I want this army green, because I wear a lot of green, and I think it'll look really good with my eyes.
Yes. And I liked how you have the blonde and the green, and then you did the blonde and the blue. Like, it really fit. I don't know if because it really fits your skin tone, but it was really put together really well. I love that. That was my favorite look on you. That blonde and that blue with that curly hair. That was it was so beautiful. I love it.
Everybody loves that look. For me, that hair was a little too big, and it wasn't actually blue. It was teal. But because I was on the green screen, they had to pull all the green out, so it looked blue.
Okay.
But it was teal, and it's still really pretty. It's still a really, really pretty color combo. But that's the color of my natural hair. Well, obviously not naturally, but that's what I dyed my actual hair in the front. It's always blonde and turquoise. I'm about to let it grow out, though, because I'm kind of tired of bleaching it all the time. So we just going to rock some natural colors. And then I've had a bunch of requests to go back to red, because that was my color for about 10 years. And it was bright, like Sue Whoop red.
Okay. Well, yeah, you definitely need to do that. You know, get you some signature colors, maybe the lipstick colors to match your signature hair colors, girl. Let me tell you, you're gonna be out here with an empire. I love it. I love it. Black excellence, like Diddy says, black excellence. Well,
absolutely.
Well, Briana, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us today. Everybody, make